And we'll take a look here at Shutout Ringside News and WrestleVotes, who they lifted this story from, I guess, or copied there, whatever. So apparently, via some tweet, WrestleVotes tweeted that they heard a rumor that Travis Scott was not a quick learner. So, bro, he doesn't put effort in it. He doesn't even put effort into his music anymore. You know what I mean? Ultimately, yeah, if he's not that good and they go with Jelly Roll, whatever, people are now just saying like, oh, he's supposed to be in a SummerSlam match and all this. I could totally see that, and I could appreciate that. Jelly Roll's in the PC. We have a bit of his interview from a podcast, I believe, or he was on the news or something. I can't remember, but where he's talking about he's in there from when it opens to when it closes, and good on him. If he loses a bunch of weight, shout him out. I know I've made some jokes at Jelly Roll, like his songs, you know, I've sang them on the show as I do, but I've like poked a couple little funs, right? But I do appreciate him as an artist, and at least he looks like, as I described on the show, like if he was a bouncer in a bar and he grabbed you by the shoulder and was like, dude, get the out of here. You wouldn't be like, no, man. He looks like, even if you're taller than the dude, he, you know, because how tall is Jelly Roll, honestly? Like 5'10"? But it would just be a matter of like, he looks like his friend will you up with a knife or something, right? He looks like you'll get oofed in Minecraft in the back alley if you don't, right? Like, so at least there's something to that, and he's taking it serious. I'm down with it. If Travis Scott's just smoking blunts and just wants to go out there and wing it like he seemingly does in his music and everything else. And I'm not hating on that either. Some artists are better when they just wing it, and I'm not hating on it, but he just, there was an era where that was like the thing to do, and I think people are kind of past that a little bit. In hip-hop, no, maybe they're more into it, but it seemed like for, 5 to 10 years there was an era where it was like just everyone's it was like the Young Thug. He came out, and then everyone was just like, oh, just don't even put effort that's the cool thing to do. Travis is kind of one of those guys, although he's had hits, and I've told you guys, I like his music, and his more recent stuff, I don't know about, but he's had some bangers in the past. But listen, if he's putting a half-assed effort, what I think it is Netflix dropped that doc, and like he's getting bombarded with people, like even outside the wrestling bubble, of people like Travis Scott's responsible for all these deaths and again. And I think that, and then his effort into wrestling combined, is just like, and I'm out. I did my call me again at Mania, like he just is in it for himself. So that's fine. Jelly Roll's in it to help wrestling out, apparently, because he's a big fan. And well, he is a big fan, actually. I know that for a fact. He is a big fan of wrestling and has been for a long time, before he's ever famous. So same with Bad Bunny, and that's cool. And I would love to see Priest and Bad Bunny versus Orton and Jelly Roll maybe at Mania this year, if it's not going to be at SummerSlam and we're getting more of the Logan Paul thing, right? If Jelly Roll's serious and after this SummerSlam he sticks to it and he really uses the PC and his access there to get in shape and better his life and become a skilled wrestler, I'm honestly not against that at all. He's looked good we've seen him in, and he takes it more serious than Burnt Chrysler or whatever right? He takes it way more serious than these guys. And if he's willing to like be and put the work in it, I'm down for it. I'm here for it, Eric. If only Conrad Thompson, I'm going to start doing the same. Actually, brought to you by, and my experience will be brought to you by Henson's Razors. SaveWithPhil.com. Tune in to my entire experience. Me with Eric. Eric's doing DDPY, and over here, we're at the PC. Chat me up about what it's like. The NXT Black and Gold era, Eric. Yeah, I totally see if they nix Travis Scott, that's fine. I want to see more Jelly Roll personally, I guess, from the last couple of things. I'm like, I'm here for it, Eric, right? SummerSlam, I'm here for it. I'll check it out. I'll see what he's got going on. And then after that, if he sticks around, I'm not talking like full-time Jelly Roll, but like if he comes back and it's not just like foolishness, he's not just like taking a spot away from anyone, I'm cool with that. So yeah, I think Damian Priest and Bad Bunny need to team up, though, and show Jelly Roll and Orton what's up at Mania, chat. What do you think? And some big payoffs for Orton on his way out? I don't want to see Orton like, I'm going to have a banger against. If he does one of those like Batista, no DQ, whatever, that's on his way out, I'm fine with that. But with Orton, man, I don't need to see him have like, I'm going to do a classic and get who over? Carmelo Hayes over, whatever, the like name and name. I don't need that from Orton. I just want to see him have some legends, some whatever matches where he can hit some RKOs out of nowhere and just dip out, and then he can lose to like Cody Rhodes or someone on his way out. Like, who did he help bring up? Well, Ted DiBiase Jr. is probably in jail right now. So allegedly or whatever, I don't know what's going on over there, some crazy shit. But Cody Rhodes, right? And Legacy, that'd be who you could lay down for there, or whoever else he sees something in. And then you could give them a banger or one of those no DQ where you don't got to do shit, you know? You just like pop the crowd with pliers or whatever. I don't know. I'm cool if we don't ever see Travis Scott. And he was nixed from the video game, by the way. They're giving us El Grande Americano instead of Travis Scott. What do you think of Nikki Bella's placement on the card? She believed she was being ribbed with her placement on the card of Raw that we just watched on Monday. Members get access to the Monday show. What did she say about it exactly? She said that Bayley and Lyra match, I mean, it was literally going, and I was like, wait, I have to follow this? I haven't wrestled in 7 years, and I have to follow this match. I was thinking I was getting ribbed. I was for sure getting ribbed. Damn, so Nikki was like, they're ribbing me, putting me on after this. But here's the thing, Nikki. We're in an era where the women, like Triple H said, it's at par with the men in a lot of ways and a lot of the time. So it's not about, oh, they're putting me. It's just about where's Nikki Bella gonna, we're trying to format this so we keep our viewers and we get the most minutes watched and throughout the week, this is the most enjoyable show. Formatting, super important. We talked about it at the start of Dynamite here, how they didn't start the show with their all-in replay stuff. Nikki, again, she came from an era where it's like the women, well, Nikki's going to have a banger with Natalya, so, you girls go strip later, or your shitty match has to go on first. No, this is the era of Nikki. If you're anyone on Raw, that's why these shows have been cooking. That's why WWE is so popular. Everyone can wrestle their asses off in 2025. Everyone can wrestle their asses off. And here's one thing I want to say and compliment Nikki. She's looked so good since her return. She looks great. She looks like she can hang in this climate, actually. So she shouldn't be worried. But yeah, Nikki, it's not about like back then you were following a banger between Tyson Kidd and Cesaro or whatever. And now it's like, yeah, it's not about where the women placed on the card. It's just, you're just like, fuck, I got to follow that every Monday. Someone has a match like that and someone's got to follow it, So that's like a culture shock for her. That's awesome in a way, She said this had to be a full-on rib since they put every single badass woman on the card tonight. All of them were incredible, and I had to go after all of them. Don't get in your head, but why am I going last year? Because you're the Hulk Hogan, and in a good way. You're the most over. That's why. You are the most over. So you deserve that spot on such an eclectic Raw. That was a banging Raw, and she's right. It was all women for the whole show, and then the gauntlet. And Hurricane put out the best tweet. So Dave Meltzer says, like, it feels to him that Bayley is kind of the female Sami Zayn, that they see her as someone who is really good, but her role is to lose the people that they're really serious about. And like, I do agree with that in a way, right? But it's just like, she's a 15-year vet. How many years, chat? School me. How many years has Bayley been doing the thing? She's a 15-year vet putting over the next gen and just helping elevate everyone. And that's her job. That's her role. Same with Sami. He's just been doing this forever. But here's the difference. Ready? Bayley's won world titles and WWE titles. Sami's not done that. So Dave's not entirely off here. And his feeling on this, I bring to the show in WWE news because it's like, yeah, even if that's the case, though, it shouldn't be something to diminish her or Sami with, which is what I know Meltzer probably went on to do. Of course, I'm just alleging. I didn't go on to read his ramblings, but he's not entirely off base there, right? But it's not like that's a knock on her. And I don't know if he meant it that way, but I feel like he's taken jabs at Bayley over the years. Maybe I'm off on that. Roman Reigns posted this after his Raw return. Posted my fucking stream getting a yellow thing. I'm back, he says. Yeah, some people making fun of the OTC 1, and I just thought that it meant like OTC then the 1. He puts up the 1 for like the bloodline, right? It's just so thought y'all should see this 2-day combo ticket prices. So for SummerSlam, 2-day combo tickets run you 17 grand, chat. Like, this is crazy. 17 grand, as Brendan Shaw would say, to go to get floor seating to this SummerSlam show. Now, this is row 1, but still, to defend that $17,000, like, what the fuck? It's becoming like boxing events. where only the rich and the elite can go. I mean, the supply and demand is there. They're putting on good shows. So as a dude who likely wouldn't fly to wherever the fuck SummerSlam is this year anyways, I'm cool with it, Eric, right? Like, it's all good, but I get why it sucks for people. One day it will even out, but for now, rich folks stay winning and going to WWE shows. I don't know what to tell you, man, but those prices are outrageous. We talked about Jelly Roll for a while, and I was oogling all over him. And this is what he had to say about, what I had to say earlier in the show.
I'm announcing this on your show. I have quietly been living in Orlando for about 4 weeks at the PC. Wow. I'm showing up every day like a piece of furniture over there. They can't kick me out of there, dude. I'm there from the moment they wake up till the closes almost.
Oh, that's exactly what
I'm obsessed.
That's what the Performance Center is.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. He also followed up. He had something else to say about it, who he's been trained by thus far, essentially, right? Jelly Roll says who his trainers are at the PC.
They come in and they go, hey, we just want to watch for a minute. Undertaker comes in with Michelle, his wife, and they come in and they go, hey, we just want to watch for a minute, just kind of chill. Is that cool? I was like, yeah, for sure. This is who he is as a human. The entire 3-hour session, him and his wife stood on those ropes and just gave me pointer after pointer, and the most like Kevin O and Jacob Fatu came in and wrestled with me the other day for like 3-4 hours. Like,
what?
Bro, Kevin Owens with his hurt neck just spitting bars at the PC. This is the family. This fucking ship rises all tides or whatever the fuck. The bigger ship rises all tide or whatever the old saying. You guys get what I'm saying? This is like why a Britt Baker to me. I don't want to see her ass in WWE if she's just going to rock the boat and cause drama backstage. Everybody's like headed in the right path. We're getting such quality shows consistently. Oh, these Raws and SmackDown suck for 2 weeks, and then the PLE just blows you away. Oh, this weekend, blah, 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 JD. Oh, this fucking show is fucking... And then he's just putting it over. Buries the Evolution show before it happens. Now he's just putting it over. Same thing everyone did to Superman. And now this motherfucker here is like actually doing the damn thing, and Kevin Owens is there giving pointers, hurt neck. Jacob Fatu's in the PC just because he can be. Rolling with Jelly Roll for 3 hours.
Wrestled with me the other day for like 3-4 hours. Like,
what? That's awesome.
Like, these dudes are like pouring into me because they.
So that's awesome. So Travis Scott isn't doing that. He's smoking blunts and trying to get blowjobs or whatever. So he's not focused on like, really honing in his skill and his craft. And I get why they sort of moved on from him. Speaking of Travis Scott, Brian Alvarez had this to say, and we'll give him a try, and Brian, because he's trying here as he does. He says, Travis Scott was reportedly planned for a match at SummerSlam, also involving Bad Bunny, but something happened. He says, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the whole story because I would be lying, Brian. But something happened with Travis Scott. Scott was supposed to be in a match at SummerSlam. I believe it was going to be a tag match involving Scott and Bad Bunny. So it may have been like Travis Scott and Drew against Bunny and Randy. It was going to be something, and something happened with Travis Scott, and he is off the show. So Jelly Roll appears to have taken a spot, and I guess they've decided that a good counterpart for Jelly Roll would be Logan Paul. So anyway, that's what's happened, and that's why this match is taking place. I mean, I bet Brian added some shit in there, but I could totally see that somewhat being the case, and we talked about Undertaker, and so he had this to say: Trick Williams, you disrespect my WWE LFG team, you disrespect me. I'll be in H-Town next week with or without the TNA title. You might want to stay out of my yard. So he will be on NXT next week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is that wrong? Is that wrong? But Undertaker also, he's a coach. He's tweeting about TNA. He is also a coach on LFG, and he's tweeting about TNA. What a crazy timeline, right, chat? That's why I brought this to the show. So Seth Rollins was on the Rich Eisen show, and he says his knee was too swollen on Monday to decide what's wrong with his knee, and they're going to undergo more screenings in Los Angeles soon to find out what's really wrong. He doesn't have a firm timeline, but says he will be out for an extended period of time. So his knee was too swollen to get looked at in Birmingham, and we didn't even see him there. And for all we know, he wasn't there at all and just went straight home, and they're working an angle. Right? That's all I'm fucking saying, chat. I just don't know how they didn't look at it the night of. Like, that's a serious injury. He's a top star for you, a TV star. You're not just fucking not figuring out what's wrong with him. Oh, it's too swollen. Come on, dude. I don't believe that for 1 second. Just announced WWE's El Grande Americano will be facing Octagon Jr. in AAA on July 25th. Hopefully it's on YouTube, but dude, Ludwig Kaiser. Look, it's the Ludwig Grande gimmick. And we're going to get an Americano versus an Americano, dude. We're going to get Americano versus Gable and shit. It's about to go off, man. This Americano shit is something that was sort of like a joke that I thought would last not terribly long. Has turned into like 2 wrestlers have used this shit now. Ludwig, we need an explanation. We need him and Gunther to come to like an impasse somewhere as well over this shit. So there's so much there. And he's wrestling Octagon. That will be a great match, I'm sure. So we'll make sure we check that out. IWC today was spurging out about the WWE Netflix numbers. Netflix and Forbes today post this article. This is like my wife's favorite show right now. Sullivan's Crossing dethroned in Netflix's top 10 list by a new show. This is what Forbes wrote today, right? It's Tuesday, and unlike Squid Game, a new show at number 1 on Netflix's top 10 list could not stand up to the behemoth that is Netflix's big Monday night program. That would, of course, be WWE Monday Night Raw, which has now unseated Netflix's big licensed hit, Sullivan's Crossing, which has ascended the ranks and become a rare non-Netflix original. A Canadian show, bud. Out there in Nova Scotia there, buddy, or the Prince Edward Island there, guy. And I also tweeted out, the minute anyone, anywhere at HBO Max calls AEW Dynamite their behemoth Wrensday show, I'll gladly shut the fuck up and stop debunking these clowns like Meltzer and Bethel. So there you go. Just had to share that with the show. And Pat McAfee, we saw him before talking to Jelly Roll, but he revealed why he stepped away from WWE. And Meltzer's like, oh, it was the money. He crashed out because he wasn't getting paid
The best guy is Tony Khan.
You know what they say, Brian.
You know, poor people don't like AEW.
You know, well, he's it's not enough money. He's going broke, Brian. No, but McAfee said, I got real tired, man. I crashed. I hit a wall. I got to Money in the Bank, LA. I was on the East Coast for TST and then went to Paris Island. And then I went to LA for Money in the Bank, and I could just feel it. I'm like, oh my God, my brain is not operating right now. I had talked to others that had maybe experienced mental exhaustion before whenever they have had it. And I've talked to them and I've been like, I'm staring down what you went through there. Like I knew this moment was coming. I knew it was going to happen at some point, and it happens to people. So I talked to people about it happening and what they went through. And as the Money in the Bank was happening, I was like, oh my God, this is it. I finally hit it. And I never thought it was going to happen, but you add in my daughter, the daily show, the travel, and then also trying my best. I know wrestling fans don't think this. The wrestling community doesn't think this. But, like, I was trying to put everybody over, like maximum effort, fully every time trying to put people over to people that are watching. Yeah, commentary's long, stressful. It's an arduous gig. Okay? I know. I talk about shit all the fucking time. I know. So he says, and I never thought it was going to happen, especially to stay fresh and feel like you're being original and like fucking putting, was this as good as the last show? I don't know. Right. So anyways, he says, I never thought it was going to happen, but you add in my daughter, the daily show, okay, we read that. And it's like, I think that with the travel, me not getting back till 3 a.m. Monday nights, etc. He says it's an honor. Oh, so he goes from the shows and then he flies home on Raws right after them. He doesn't like get a hotel, crash out, go home Tuesday. He fucking flies home right after. It's an honor to be part of it, but like I stopped going to Monday Night Raw, so that took away 2 planes and a 2-hour sleep night a week away from the schedule, and it was like stack a couple of weeks. I feel like a human again. And also Graves so good, Barrett's so good. Yeah, this is all you do. You just float McAfee in to be a third or fourth on PLEs or whatever shows he wants to come to. That's all you do. It's just that simple, man. So like the ability to not feel absolutely fucking terrible for having, and isn't Graves happy that he didn't shit on WWE and walk out of the company and make a big mistake, and he listened to his pal Vic Joseph? Because see, Corey, this happened and now you're needed again greatly, like more than they thought. Or maybe they anticipated this happening because the discussions were already there. And maybe that's why but they just weren't disclosing shit to you. Either way, I'm so glad Corey didn't like burn a bridge or anything either. On the other side, and I will always love WWE. I miss it, but I didn't think I would have made it. I was eyeing football season around the corner, and I was like, I don't know if so it's the summer. He wants the summer off. He's going to do football. He'll come back for Mania or whatever. It's all good, chat. He'll be back around. But ultimately, yeah, summer hits, and sometimes you're like, and especially when you have kids, you're like, what, and a wife, you're like, what am I doing? I just fucking go hang out with them, you know, whatever, right? Like, Jesus Christ, I work so I have millions of dollars, dude. You know, I have these fucking sickos yelling at me over All In and shit on Twitter. Like, I just want to do golf, cover golf, you know, hang out with friends and shit. So I'm here for it. Speaking of here for it, Wren Sinclair to wrap up WWE news. It's Wrensday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear what Wren has to say on Wrensday.
Hey guys, happy Wrensday. So this happened last night, which means I'm coming home to Texas next week, which also means that you guys better be on your best behavior and cheer for me. And then this also happened last night, which was kind of weird because, like, why does she care about my family? And also, like, Pookie. Bless your heart, Blake. Of course my family's going to be there. And funny story, the other day my mom saw your promo and she was like, oh my God, is that Sabrina Carpenter? And I was like, no, Mom, that's Blake Monroe. And she was pretty certain that it was Sabrina Carpenter. I said, Mom, whatever similarities that you're seeing, it's obviously got to be a coincidence because there's no way that Blake Monroe would try and have a career pretending to be someone else. But don't worry.
Two former AEW talent throwing down again. Now, I understand that people in AEW, like a good handful of them, have gotten like, okay, so even like Cora Jade, right? Like had a match there. I'm not talking about people who had a match in AEW. Maddie Renkowski, Wren Sinclair, was in like an angle as part of Jade's streak and all that. She helped her out. Then she beefed her out and wrestled her. During the pandemic era, Renkowski was all over those shows. And then you have her in NXT for a while, for like a little while now. And then Blake Monroe, Mariah May, she's all over Collision and Dynamite and all that, and they're wrestling. I just don't think that's a coincidence. There's a million other people Blake could wrestle, but also they know Wren's going to make her look like $1 billion in the match. So that's what she does.
I set the record straight. I said, Mom, Sabrina Carpenter, someone trying their best. Anyways, let's get to the questions. Question number one.
Roasted.
What is your favorite cartoon to watch? Right now, it's Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's the first time I'm watching it, about to start season 3. Phenomenal.
Yeah, solid show. I fell off like few seasons in, you know. I didn't totally hate Shyamalan's Airbender movies, like Avatar. I wasn't totally a hater on those. Like I was just happy because we were in an era of like gritty Batman Begins type shit, you know? So it was, I still appreciate stuff that tries to be like over the top and cartoony and like the CGI wasn't terrible in it or anything. It's just some of the acting was pretty bad and some of the casting was like, what, you know? But other than that, I like the movie. But yeah, shout out Avatar. Good shit. I shout everything out here at PWT, even the haters.
Phenomenal so far. Question number 2. If you could choose 4 bands or artists for a private concert, who would it be? Bruno Mars, Jonas Brothers, a country singer of some sort, like Luke Combs, maybe a little Morgan Wallen, probably Luke Combs. I don't know.
Can't even like name one.
4th one, let's.
What? She can't even think of a 4th one. Who would she bring? I would bring that Childish Gambino guy who sings Redbone. What's his name? Danny Glover. Is that the right name? Am I getting the right guy there, chat? I always fuck up the celebrities' names.
Queen.
Queen would be good. Yeah, if they if that was possible.
Freddie Mercury's alive.
Get the hologram. We'll get you the hologram, Queen.
Question number 3. Are we still side characters in Ren XT? If you want to be. Just kidding. You are. And
I get Fozzie would be one of them too.
Next week, so is she.
Yeah, calling out Blake Monroe. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Wrensday edition of WWE.